Narukami. They both had the same limit break ability that was to simply give the unit 5000 power when it attacked a Vanguard. Even though it was simple, 5000 power during this point in Vanguard was a great power boost and could make a huge difference. There isn't much else to say about these trial decks, as most of the cards in these decks weren't useful, although some cards did see some play, which we'll talk about soon. This has nothing to do with limit break, but fun fact about Garmor, it was the very first errata card in Vanguard history. Very early copies of this card in a trial deck actually referred to the concept of a deck as a library. This wording was never used again and was corrected in future printings. So, how were these decks received by the community? Some players felt that there wasn't anything really special about these two trial decks. They thought the trial decks were pretty light. For example, they didn't come with any PGs. If you remember from my previous videos, PGs were pretty expensive during this time, going from $15 to $20 each, maybe even more. They also only had one copy of the main boss unit and a vanilla starting Vanguard. Overall, the Gold Paladin trial deck was a more popular trial deck, but there were still players that loved the Thunderbreak Dragon. Moving on to the next booster set in the timeline, Breaker of Limits Set 6 was released in English worldwide on May 19th, 2012. This is one of the rare times in Vanguard's history where the booster set had an almost simultaneous worldwide release. While we got the set in May, Japan got it a few weeks earlier on April 28th, 2012. Up until that point, we were about 8 to 9 months behind Japan's release schedule. I wasn't playing at this time, but heard that many players were eager for sets 3 and 4 to come out. Like we do today, they followed what was happening overseas and got a preview of the crazy support some decks were about to receive. At that time, it was a big surprise to English players when Bushiroad was like, actually, we're gonna give everyone set 6 instead. And it was a huge letdown for those that were looking forward to those sets that were skipped. But once players learned what we were getting for the upcoming release, it generated a lot of hype and excitement. This set also changed how packs work. Now, every pack always included at least one trigger unit. This decision might have been to support the move towards decks using cards and triggers from one single clan, instead of mixed matching clans like we've been seeing up until now. We'll slowly start to see the game evolve to what we know it today, starting from here. Let's spend some time talking about the clans in this set. The 5 clans supported in this set were Nova Grappler, Grand Blue, and 3 new clans, Gold Paladin, Narukami, and Angel Feather. Starting off with Angel Feather, they received 30 cards from this set, which is pretty amazing, because up until this time, new clans only received 4 cards. Angel Feather focused on manipulating the cards in your damage zone, which I'll get into more detail later on. The key cards for Angel Feather in this set included both no-CLs, as they worked really well with Angel Feather's main mechanic and would see play for many sets to come. They also received their own triggers, such as 2 different critical and stand triggers, a draw trigger, and a special heal trigger with the Forerunner ability. This Forerunner ability allowed the trigger to be called to rear circle after being ridden upon, and could also be placed back into the deck after boosting. Essentially, you could use this trigger as your starting Vanguard and have a way to put it back into your deck. You still could only place 16 triggers in your deck total, including the starting Vanguard, but it was an interesting set of abilities on trigger units that only appeared on a total of 5 cards and haven't been done ever again. Some more highlights for Angel Feather. Not only did they get their own limit break unit in Circle Saw Curio and a Mega Blast unit in Mobile Hospital Feather Palace this set, but they also received a set of Ride Chain cards. Ride Chain was introduced in the sets that English skipped, so this is the first time English players would get these types of cards. Ride Chain cards had effects that were only activated when you rode a specific grade 1 over a grade 0, a specific grade 2 over a specific grade 1, and a specific grade 3 over a specific grade 2, and also had effects that could help you get the cards to continue the chain. This should start to sound a little familiar because it's kind of a progression from the Superior Ride we talked about in previous videos, or more importantly, you can think of it as an early version of the Ride deck that we currently have in Standard. We'll talk about Ride Chain a little bit more in future videos in the sets that were skipped, 3, 4, and 5. Next up we have Gold Paladin. Gold Paladin was very hot in this set along with Angel Feather. They made their first main set debut with a total of 23 cards, including 2 reprints from the trial deck and 3 promo cards exclusive to the English version of this set. Gold Paladin received a stand and critical trigger, a Mega Blast unit, as well as their own PG. They also received a countercharger in Trip, Calamity Mage. A countercharger is a card with the ability to flip up one of the cards in your damage zone. This meant you can use that card to counter blast again. Players used to call these cards with this type of an effect on flippers. Gold Paladin's main game plan could be best explained by the card Vivian, who could call the top card of the deck to field mid-battle, superior calling blindly. They kinda just took what they could grab. The key cards for Gold Paladin, including the triple rare on the box art, Incandescent Blonde Ezel, who could similarly call from the top of the deck through their limit break, as well as a perfect guard in Hollow Shield Mark. Gold Paladin was one of the first decks to exclusively play the max number of PGs, 4, in their competitive builds. Before moving to the other 3 clans, I want to take a moment to discuss promo packs, since I just mentioned the Gold Paladin promos. The English version for set 6 ended up being slightly different from the Japanese version. Bushiroad decided to add 11 cards from Japanese promo packs in the English release of set 6. This meant that the English set had a total of 113 cards, compared to Japan's 102. For those that aren't familiar, promo packs are packs of exclusive cards given out at participating tournament stores to tournament players, winners, or even both. Japan had been receiving these promo packs regularly, so they were pretty ahead of us when it came to promos. In English, we didn't start getting promo packs until April 2012, so a month before set 6 release. This was assuming your store signed up for these packs, received them in time, or even knew about these promos in the first place. The first English promo packs which were Night of Endurance.
Hey, how's everyone doing today? See if I can not. Okay, great. For whatever reason, I'm using the Steam Deck, and I have a thing to change the scene transition. So, you know, when I go from the loading screen to this screen and it feels like the intro, which I haven't heard in a long time, by the way. I used to hear that like every day, but I haven't edited it video in a long time, so I don't even know what it sounds like. But after that, you know, I don't want that to play every second, so I change it to the fade one. But for some reason, when I do that, it if I don't let it like completely play out a couple of seconds afterwards, it will like get into this weird loop. Just got home just got home from getting from work. Nice. Hope you had a good day at work. Mine was all right. Like that song Faint by Linkin Park, you mean? Or you're hearing the music faint? Or you like the song that is playing, but it is of low volume, therefore faint. Yes, okay. I'll assume the first one. Was correct. How you doing, Cougs? We have I always forget how I spelled your name for this this Nightbot command. I think that's correct. There we go. Alright. Good old Cougs. Went by quick, your grade 2 Social Doji should be delivered today. Grade 2 Social Doji, like, on the ride line? This is funny. I just, usually people just have, like, ride deck cards because they're, like, super common. So, I never considered, like, people, like, ordering those, but that does make sense, huh? If you only have, like, the whatchamacallit, this ride deck set. That's probably like the only the only ride line card that's ordered a lot. Between that and like Ranker Chain and Tears Plus Dragon, probably, yeah. Thanks, Kula. We also have I think this works. I updated it, so it should say new. Yes, it says new. Yeah, so I finally have the Discord server that I've been talking about for like, I swear to God, we talked about that in like, I want to say April or something crazy like that. I finally had it set up in like May, but I was just ironing out all the details. Supposedly it's ready. Hopefully you're able to get in and there's no issues and you can set up your roles and be alright. Thank you, Mr. Robot. But there's a link. You guys can join. I have a lot of things planned for the future. So we have a lot of tournaments, a lot of other like specific things, and just in general, we can talk Vanguard after the stream and whatnot. And also, there's some of the other stuff that we talked about, like just having like specific formatted tournaments. So like G format for Ek, who loves that. Like Limit Break or like Legion, stuff like that. Just probably a lot of CFA related stuff, honestly. There's that talk we had about quote unquote bringing back Vanguard 0 into CFA. So we can do all that and more in the Discord. Let's just see. I think we're all good. Just trying to make sure I have everything, and then see if we have the right slides for today. Yeah, we do. All right. Today is not 6/27, but that is fine. I grabbed the wrong image because that is for the stream next week. Apparently, they're revealing her next week. I did not even realize that. Cool, and I didn't know her name had absolute 0 in the name. I'm gonna like her a lot. It's my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card. Good to know. Good to know. You're building a Wolster deck for fun and TCG player, and it added up to like $260. Yeah, that sounds about right. Honestly, it's just Freiheit. How much is Freiheit right now? Because he's like a lot. He's the only reason that deck is expensive. Boba Mine might have jumped up. I think. M equals the amount of times that she'll get. Damn, son, roasted. She's not even out. Nah, bro. She has me written all over it. Cause absolute Elemental Hero Absolute Zero is my all-time favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card, right? And then she has her name is like Sagittaria or whatever the hell it is. And I'm a Sagittarius. Right? So she got me. All she needs to have is like units that have like a bow and arrow, like her ride line. One of them has like a bow and arrow. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. She looks. She has wings. She does indeed have the wings. She is some sort of bird lady. Looks pretty cool. Very, very interested to see what she's like. Aside from, Coral and Prisms, this is the only new thing we're getting in this set. Which is good in terms of Lyrical having a million units and whatnot, but also just in terms of, having something new and it being exciting. Unlike the new Divine Girl that we roasted and that I saw people roast on Twitter as well afterwards, which made me feel good. Let me just turn up the brightness a tiny bit. It was actually fine, but yeah, alright, I'll close it. Because my neighbors want me to die, I guess. They want to play their loud music while I stream, so I can't open the window. Or suffocate when it's super hot, but it's fine. I have a fan. And fans work best in enclosed spaces, right? I'll open it in a bit. It might just be a car passing by, I don't know. I'm considering just perioding the Dark States card playset from Divine's Booster 2. That would be very smart to do. Unfortunately, I don't think they're available anywhere. I tried to get them a month ago, and they're all sold out. If you can find it, definitely get it. There's a lot of good cards there, especially if you just build Bladmire out the box, and you get Bifrons. But it's kind of tough. You got a really good fan. I got one from Costco. That's fine. Cora Ruins like she's gonna be strong. Yeah, she's definitely strong. No question. Gotta find which generic cards that can benefit from that restand. I don't even know if you need a lot of generic cards. From what I remember looking at it, it just seems like you just build her straight from the box, which is also really good. But yeah, so we'll talk about not Stagatia because I picked the wrong slide today. We'll be talking about Coral. Obviously, it's gonna be a bit long. Maybe I don't know if it's gonna be a long stream, but we have a lot to go over. So I'll see how quickly I can go over all of this, right? So we'll be going over Coral, new best deck, new best lyrical girl, or returning lyrical girl, always best. We'll also be going over a little bit of a blast from the past. I mentioned this last time, but I wanted to just quickly, I mean not quickly, we'll spend some time on this, but I want to go over the promos that we're getting for the next promo pack. Technically not the next promo pack. The next promo pack
we're getting is the cool one with like Floresia and the bug mega colony thing. This is the one after that. And then we'll talk about this. Whoops. The justifications for the ban list. I did my research and I got the slides for that. So we can actually talk about this. We had the strategy presentation. There was no hits for either format. Specifically for standard, we have here some justifications as to why there were no hits. And we'll dive more deeper into that in a bit. Of course, she's the best girl in BT. Nobody can compete. Absolutely not. No questions asked. To think a basic trial deck PG is a reprint promo? Yeah. But it's pretty interesting that they're doing that, especially considering how... It's just very interesting. I like the fact... I'll get into it now, right? I like the fact a lot that they are... Instead of, you know, putting 3 slots as either a garbage promo or a reprint of a garbage promo, they're just reprinting actual cards. So I like that a lot. I just think that's very smart. I don't know if that's something that they borrowed from Shadowverse, because Shadowverse, all of their promos are reprints, right? Which is great. So I'm glad they're doing that. And I'm glad that they're sort of aware of what players are either A, getting scalped out of, or B, more importantly, playing a lot of, and reprinting them. It makes perfect sense. It is crazy that this is one of the cards that should have been reprinted, or should have been printed the most, right? Because I'm pretty sure they printed a lot of start decks, and then they printed it again with the Orphis deck, and then they printed it a 3rd time with the new quick start decks. And now you're telling me they still need to print it again? That's kind of wild to me, when only 2 decks use it, really. So that's kind of wild, but it's fine. Defensive Roar, yeah, Defensive Roar is really good. I don't know if it needed to be reprinted per se, but it is a really good card. I didn't know if in Japan it's getting like bought out or something like that. But same thing with Cage. I don't know if a lot of decks are really playing Cage, but it might be the kind of thing where like sometimes you have to give Bushiroad credit, and it might be a sort of foresight kind of thing where some of the decks in the future will really end up using this. So maybe something like Carry will benefit a lot from Cage. According to Bushiroad, maybe the new Vermilion looking thing will benefit from Defensive Roar. Who knows, right? So Maggie Fruit is very skippable. Well, we'll see about that. In the quick start decks, to be honest, I would have just bought a pre-built deck off eBay. Yeah, unfortunately, like I've done a bunch of I've done 2 videos on it. I shouldn't say a bunch, but I've done 2 videos on it. And every time I go into it, I just have to be honest and straight, and it's just like, these shit suck. Don't like, they're not horrible to get. You are also required to get it because of the energy generator. There's no other way to get it right now. So you shouldn't have a regret for it, because unfortunately you needed to compete. Simple as that. You can still also get triggers from that. And there's a chance for getting Elementaria. And some of the quick start deck bosses are, you know, decent, and they're getting support. And those are all the good things I can say about that product. Unfortunately, it is not very good. You do also get sleeves, right? And technically also a deck box. But it is what it is. But alright. But before we get into all that, let's do the return of card of the day here. Real quick. Have a couple of the card of the days. One somewhat older. I don't remember when it came out. And then one from like just recently. I think this is the most recent one, right? So they're all gonna be lyrical. Sorry. I don't know what you would expect. That's the set that we're talking about right now, right? That's the upcoming one. So this is Sound of the Stars and Seas Romilta here, who is in competition for the longest names I've seen. But there is a card right after this that is even longer. By the looks of all the lines, we'll be getting great 2 cards. Yeah. So it's like the same as like Lyrical 4, which makes perfect sense. And I think that's the smart way to do it. Just give them a little bit of support. Every deck doesn't need a triple rare, right? So pretty simple. This is for Lornarol. So if you sing a song, which is Lornarol's main mechanic, you activate something from the order zone, and it's called singing a song. You can Energy Blast 3, and then choose one from your drop, add it to your hand, and I have to sneeze. I sneeze directly into the fan. So now all of my germs can come back into me, and then I have to sneeze again. That is what is called recycling, which is great. Thank you. Also, happy birthday, Azim. Hope you're having a great, beautiful, amazing birthday today. A nice, you're like, what, 21 now? I'm glad you are finally ripe old age of 21, and you can go out and get some drinks. Read a single cowgirl stride name. I guarantee it has a longer name. Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know. Bermuda and Lyrical, their names are kind of wild. The annoying thing with Lyrical 4 is that every card is an archetype that you don't have. I know I opened maybe 3 boxes worth of that thing looking for Crispinas in vain. Yeah, that is kind of whack. That everything is kind of archetype dependent. At this point, they need to go back to what they were doing previously, where they were combining archetypes, right? Where it was like Kyoka and I think Kyoka and like Lutetia would get a card, right? They need to go back and do that, and then print some just sort of generic, not trash cards, right? It's been a day just sitting here. All right, fair enough. It looks very good so far. Yes, Bermuda / Lyrical mains are wild. Yeah. To be young, yeah, I know. We have the infinite, the end, the destiny, the legend, the ace. Reverse. Satisfied with the support. Yeah, this is fine. I don't like that. It's interesting that they are like slowly devaluing the Energy Blast cyclers from set 1, because now everything is Energy Blast, and everything specifically Energy Blast 3. It's kind of annoying. But getting a song from drop is good, because you can, instead of playing the energy cyclers, you can discard your songs and get them back from drop. So that's decent. Also, if you heal it out right, you can get it. Here's the long ass dumb name. It's maybe not as long, but it's let's see what's visible through the looking glass lets it. That's a long ass name. That's a lot of letters and characters. All they need is maybe like a Z and an X, a W. No, they got a W, a Z and an X, and they got like every letter in the English alphabet in there. But so this says, when is this placed? Other than by battle phase, if you have lore and all, and also you put a music order. They're calling it that now. They used to call them songs. I don't know if this is just the translation that's messed up, but so if you have lore and all, you play this, and also you put a song into your order zone. You have to do all 3. Then you can Energy Blast 3. So you have 3 different costs here. You have to play this card. Then you have to have Lorno. Then you have to put in a song into your order zone, specifically that turn, and then you Energy Blast 3. So that's 4 costs. In order for you to look at top 5, choose one that's a card that's not this unit, rate less than or equal to your Vanguard, and call it. Which is alright. I love Tetrafall. Yeah, honestly, yeah. That's a great way to put it. Looking at its second effect, where it's just literally, if you have 2 or more face down, it gets plus 10k. So yeah, it's just literally Tetrafall. It's Tetrafall that you can play from hand and get the effect, but you also have to play in order. So I guess maybe not. So yeah, it's literally Tetrafall. It's kind of expected to happen eventually. Also, you feel less bad about deciding your kidney is more important than the engine cyclers. Yeah, it just sucks because they're just really good defensively. That's the part that really hurts. Does deck needed more hard plussing? Yep, absolutely. In regards I hate numbers, absolutely. This is both. Yep, exactly. I completely agree. It's 100% what it needs. That's pretty good, I guess. I wanted a semblance of early game for Lurano, and I guess this counts. Yeah, you can technically play this turn 2. And get, some swarm. You'd have to play more of like the grade 1. Yeah, probably just the grade 1 Lorno order. Because you want to save the grade 2 one, unless you play the the 5k to front row one, but you want to save the crit one for later on, because that lets you draw, right, if your opponent's on grade 3. But yeah, something early game would really help out the deck. And is this one over here, this lady do anything for us? This does not do anything because this is a late game. This I don't think we'll see any play. This will definitely see play. This is definitely a 4 of. Like, you have this and like the other girl that you got from Festival Collection, and you got some really good and I think there are some decent cards from
I forgot if she got anything from set 4. So maybe the deck would be good. I don't know. I haven't touched Lero in a long while. But speaking of hopefully being good, next up we have Clarissa. The Clarissa support is actually pretty good too. They got a restanding boost. That's what I was thinking. I was confusing the card we just saw, the set 1, the grade 1, as something that restands. I was like, doesn't it restand or something like that? But yeah, so they got that. Not that that matters. So that's good for like early game in terms of like turn 3, when you don't activate your the song that stands everyone up. So that gives you more pressure, but you obviously don't want to use that after that because you want to stand her up manually. But yeah, was it top lyrical? I mean, yeah, and then because of that she got support never again. I actually had I'm mad that I might still do it one day, but I really wish I had done it before. I had 2 videos that I wanted to make way back when. I have several of them obviously, but 2 of them that I wanted to make. One of them was a sort of like mockumentary kind of thing where it was like what happened to Lauren, where I was just like, it was just like literally like this like faux documentary where I just look back what happened to to Lauren, because she was like the cock of the walk as soon as she came out. You know, set 3 she was like really good, and then set 4 she's just like gone. Disappeared, never to be seen ever again. But yeah, basically, and I was gonna do one with Gravidia as well. Maybe I'll still do it one day, but I don't know. Anyways, so we have Ernest Correct, follower Preresso, like Espresso. Was deck for a week and immediately died. It was good for a while. It was more than a week, right? Because Lyrical 1 came out after set 2 or set 1. I think it was after. I don't remember. So yeah, those are some weird times because there was a delay because they did the global launch, and then they were like, actually, nah, fuck you, fuck you, non-Japanese speakers. You're getting fucking 3 months, 6 months behind. But she was good for a good while, and then set 4 she just dropped. So. Gravidia, I feel like dropped off as soon as like 6 came out, so she was like good for like a set. So, but I don't know. Anyways, so this says when you play the order that lets players attack multiple units, if your opponent has no rear guards, your Vanguard gets that your opponent cannot call or play Sentinels from hand for the battle's unit attacks. What's the difference between calling or... Oh, so you can't play Elementaria, right? That's what this says. So I can't call a normal unit PG, but also I can't play Elementaria because it's a Sentinel, right? That's what this is saying. Gravidia never lasted long. Lorna was good for like a month and a half. I don't know. I feel like it was a very high peak and it lasted longer, but yeah. Someone would have to do like a documentary on that for me to know for sure. Was that stopped from being good and more people moved on to other stuff? Which arc was better, Link Joker or the Will Dress Mask arc? Link Joker. Easily. Deny sanctuary, yeah. Clear says now Bloodfire if you have no units, yeah. Say Link Joker, that one has its own issues too. Yeah, but it's not as bad as fucking so it's not as bad as rushing through mass just to rush through it. But this is interesting. I don't know how likely this will be, but the most important part is that it's an Ernest Correct name. That was the main issue that Clarissa had for her, I think until now, right? I might be wrong. Is that all the support that she got was not Ernest Correct, and you need like 5 Ernest Correct cards that have Ernest Correct in their name in order to get the effect. But now you actually have some, which is good. You had to just use the ones from like set 1 for like the longest while. But next we have Ernest Correct follower Raideta here, who's drawn by the same artist that did Coral. So literally, yeah, she does become Vladimir because if you play the order, your opponent just cannot intercept, which is good because now you can actually attack into their units. So you can attack with like the Resanders and then attack with Clarissa. They can't intercept, so they have to get attacked into and you can draw.
And also, if your Vanguard attacks hit, she can restand in the back row. So now you can get full column restand for free. Pretty good card. Pretty good card. Not Ek. Unbelievable. Not Ek over here trying to defend Wildress Mask arc just because he doesn't want to admit Link Joker was the better arc. Unbelievable. School Club didn't even make it to the finals. Yeah, that was my favorite part of Link Joker, honestly. I didn't really care a lot about the other stuff with the reverse and stuff. I cared more about the first part. The whole School Club part, that's like my favorite part, I think, of all the Vanguard. It's that and like the second half of the first season, like right after they, spoiler alert, they lose to like Team Jurassic and stuff like that, and like some of the beginning, but like after that, I was just like, oh shit, these motherfuckers lost. There's actual shit going on here. That's my favorite part. The rest of Link Joker, I didn't really personally care too much about. It was like cool. I just kept thinking it was just like, oh, it's just basically like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Orichalcos thing, but just different. But if I had to compare the three of them, Yu-Gi-Oh! Orichalcos is a billion times better than Link Joker. But Link Joker is 1,000 times better than the Mask arc. Man, it's interesting to see an Evil Kai. Yeah. Interesting times. Oh god, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. I can't believe I'm actually gonna say this. Hopefully Pablo's not in the chat, but I actually miss Kai. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I'm the biggest Kai hater, and I actually miss his dumbass. Anyways. Next up, let's go into what is not this, but actually Coral, right? Let's go into actually Coral. Can't believe I fucked that up, but that's fine. With starting off with Angelic Star Coral here, who as we all expected is just the starter that can draw. If you go second, looks very cute. Was so happy to see the entire line came back. Yeah, I mean, I'm not shocked. I kind of expected it to be that. Honestly, they have basically the same effects, right? For the most part, which is good. But I figured since they have a ride chain, it would have been basically that, right? There's not much to say here. Then we have Fresh Star Coral here, who says, "I'm just rode upon by Shiny Star Coral, which is the grade 2. Look at the top 7. Choose up to 1 Coral or 1 grade 3 unit from among them. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle." So what's crazy about this is that you can actually use this in other decks. Because of the fact that this just says ride the grade 2 over it, right? And the grade 2, spoiler alert, is actually just the Kairu grade 2. So you can put this in any deck, right? They finally got a decent generic line. So you can put this in any deck, ride grade 1 over grade 2, and that lets you look at top 7 for your Persona ride or whatever other grade 3 you play in your deck. And then the grade 2 says whenever I attack, I can bounce something to hand. So it actually has utility outside of Coral, which is insane. This entire line needed to come back. That's always been her gimmick, playing all 4 of them for bonus effects. Yeah, that too. So I'm not shocked. But her second effect, speaking of which, is that when this card is put into your soul by the ability of your grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Coral in its card name, choose one of your Vanguards, it gets 5k until the end of the turn. And if your opponent's grade 3 or greater, that chosen unit gets triple drive. So she can get triple. You got them triple drives, which is great. Also means, once again, we're playing ride deck in main deck. Big fan of that. This makes like sneak peek events so much better. It makes building a deck so much easier. Big fan of this. I'm so glad that they've kept doing this for like the 4th set in a row. Super great. Oh, my homies hate. Oh, right. She does get actual triple drive. Oh, that sucks. This whole time they actually said triple drive. Damn. So this will be really good when Night Rose and Harry come out, because a lot of people will probably be playing the maybe, I don't know, we'll probably switch over to the Crest one, and you can actually get triple drive. But yeah, so you get actual triple drive. So Sanctuary does work against this, which kind of sucks. But moving on, next we've got Shiny Star Coral. So I already spoiled it, but it says when this attacks, you choose a rear guard and you may return it to your hand. So you can play this, like I said, in any deck. I don't know what's a good candidate to use this ride line over what they have or anything else, but if there's anything that focuses on grade 3s, I would say Leafia, but I don't think you want to do that. But there's anything that focuses on grade 3s, like maybe even like whatchamacallit, like Michu, but you have to play the Michu grade 1 because that's a lot better. But like she has a lot of the cannonballs that are grade 3, so you can search that out. So just keep that in mind, I guess. It's literally a copy, yeah. This replaces the original grade 2 in premium. Yeah, it's just Cure. It's just flat out her. Except that one is no, yeah, it's exactly the same wording, yeah, and they're both on Vanguard, so yeah, very interesting. But that's also kind of Coral's original effect, so that kind of makes sense, right? Or the grade 2 at least. But then this says when this card is put into your soul by the ability of your grade 2 greater Vanguard with Coral in its card name, draw 1, energy charge 1, and choose one of your rear guards and gets 5k. That's kind of interesting. I don't know how often you'll be able to use this effect. You'll probably do this obviously if you're going first, but this is the grade 1 allow. Go back, please. Okay, there we go. The grade 1 draw? No, the grade 1 doesn't draw. Yeah. So going first, right? You'll use this one, obviously. Going second, you'll always aim for the grade 1. I don't know when you would do this. I mean, the energy charge is nice to draw, but I think you're just always gonna get the triple drive, unless like they have Elementaria or something like that. I don't know. 10 and just right on top of the Stride Break 4-star. Love it. Yeah. These have the same name as the original, right? So you can't actually play them. Like it's the same name verbatim, so you can't play like 4 of both of them, right? Fuse always with all her forms. Yep, absolutely. That is why she is the best. No contest whatsoever. All right. Next up, we have Aura Star Coral here. It has 3 effects. It's all the same name as the past one. Yeah, that's what I figured. And this is like technically the because there's like 3 corals. There's like 3 main deck corals, right? Because there's yeah, because there was like the 10k one, the original one for the ride line, I guess, and then there was like an upgraded one, like the cross ride one, right? But this is the original one, right? This is the original 10k one, and then there's the like stride bonus one afterwards. That's like the really good one. But I think Aura Star is like the original one, right? There's 4. What do you mean there's 4 with the same name? Are they all called Aura Star? Not counting the strides, right? Not counting the strides. Because I know there's like 3 strides or something like that. Okay, yeah, okay. How's there 4? There's the original one. There's the cross ride. There's the unless there's like unless you're talking about V. You guys are your damn V. Always with the V. God damn it. Can never talk about Vanguard. You guys bringing up V. So you're in deck with 10k power, yeah. It's basically prisms, which is crazy, except you have what? Actually, this counts for the grade 3s, right? So your grade 3s have 5k. So this has more shield than prisms, technically. And if you play the grade 0 main deck, which I don't know if you are, right? I don't know if we're doing that, but that's also 10k shield. Yeah, V doesn't count, man. Come on, get with the program. It was a good flag week. Nah, man. Come on.
get with the program. She could end up with a name archetype, again with the other units. End up with a name archetype, that'd be nice. But yeah, so she gives everything 5k shield. It sucks that it's also like prisons, that this is locked until you grind grade 3. Early game, you just don't have any shield, or extra shield, I should say. But then her second effect is basically the same as her old effect. Well, it's a combination of like her first effect, or I don't even know which one it is. It's like a combination of all of their effects, right? So once per turn on Vanguard, you put a card from your hand into Soul, draw 1, and if you put a Coral, she gets the ability that at the end of the battle that she attacks, you choose a rear guard and stand it, which is insane. And that's how you put your Corals into Soul. So you can put the grade 1, get drives, or put the grade 2, draw 2, technically, which is kind of nice. So it's really good going first, right? You can draw 2 cards, and then give a rear guard 5k that you can use to then restand with. Vicoro is trash and premium because she is 2 cans of... that has enough more. I mean, hey, if it bounced, it bounced. I don't know. That's can't be trash if it bounced. Then we got the last effect here. I just say how it is, man. It is what it is. I appreciate it. No, this effect, that's what it's called. Yeah, the Shangri-La Star Coral. That's the cross ride. There we go. I was trying to remember what the heck her name was. Right. Yeah. So I don't think the original Coral did much, honestly. Yes, it combines the cross ride and then the good Coral. Right. I feel like I'm gonna say the name so many times. I'm gonna say Coral. Coral. Third effect is a remake of V Coral. Oh. So the third effect here is at the start of your battle phase, Energy Blast 4. All your front row units get 5k. Isn't this like the... No, it's not the V Coral. It's like the stride bonus, right? Because the stride bonus was that once you stride, you, I think, draw 1, put something into Soul, and then it gets 5. Everyone gets 5k for every 2. Or is it the stride? Yeah, it's that one, right? Yeah. I remember that. I mean, I only know this from Vanguard 0, so it can be completely different, right? But yeah, so you Energy Blast 4. All your front row units get 5k power until the end of the turn for every 2 cards with Coral in their card names in your Soul. So as soon as you use the first effect, you instantly can give 10k to the front row, which is insane. You don't get any higher than that. Like, you can scale up, but I don't think you'll be able to scale up that high as quickly, right, as like maybe other decks. But instantly, because you'll have 3 of them, right, the grade 0, grade 1, grade 2, and then you put in another one, you have 4 instantly. Your opponents on grade 2 get bopped. I got Persona Ride. And then if you went second, I got Persona Ride, and also I get a crit. And also triple drive. So she can do it all. Girl, she can do everything. God damn. Get yourself a Coral. Power is stride bonus Coral. The crit is V Coral. Okay, I was talking about the crit. The effects of almost all the Corals, yeah. You can theoretically with the grade, the double or grade 1, you can go to 5k higher that turn after turn 3 if your Persona Ride without a Chalice. Yeah. Like, you can scale up afterwards. I'm just saying, you don't scale up like a Gandiva or Finale or Crest, right? But the fact that you can scale automatically makes this deck good. You just don't scale up like crazy. Like some of the other decks might, but it's still really good. In my opinion, in terms of scaling, I don't know. I feel like you can just scale up, but just like not. I think you can scale up reasonably, is what I'm trying to say, I guess, right? Unrelated question: is the Vert, Rosa, and Clear stuff supposed to work with Labrador, or is it going to be its own thing? I'm pretty sure it's going to work with Labrador. They're going to work together, because you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. The original Vert was a break ride that you would use with the original prisons. And then like I think Clear and Rosa were kind of ass, right? Because they're like limit break support, right? Because I think Rosa or Clear, whichever one it was, just got like 5k or something like that if you had a limit break unit, or if you're on limit break or something like that. So we'll see what that is, but I'm pretty sure they're supposed to work. So they're technically just prism support, not their own deck, but
That could change, but I think that's the general consensus from the Bermuda from the Bermuda clan. Where was the break ready? Yeah, I remember she looked kind of. I remember using her zeros. Like she looks so dorky. And then she gets like the crazy stride one. I was just like, damn. Because you could do, yeah, in Vanguard 2, you could do all this crazy shit where she would like ride into like, oh my god, oh, that's what. God, I miss that so much. I remember now because you could attack, and then you would attack with a vert, and if you're on limit break as a stride, then you would fucking like discard 50 cards, ride into fucking Labrador, and then it would be a break ride. And you get the skill to bounce up to your hand, and you attack with her, and then you call stuff out. Oh man. Oh, I missed that. We're gonna ignore that. Someone's gonna tell me to shut up, bro. It was amazing as well. You can also break right into another vert or Labrador to try to end the game. Yeah. Oh man. I'm talking just from Vanguard 0. I don't know how much. I know most of it translates, like 80% of it translates to what it was like in premium, but there's a lot that is lost in the translation, right? But good times. God. I really hope we get like Prism, what is it? Prism Promise? If we can get Prism Promise Celtic, I'll be really happy. But I shouldn't expect that anytime soon. Considering Prism has just got supported again. Alright, we'll see. Would be crazy if like they, like a year from now, they get to the point where they do all the encounters. They're like, fuck it, let's just print strides. Let's just print strides in standard. Fuck it, let's just fucking do it. But that'd be a fucking mess. Yes, Prism Promise Princess. Yeah, was that what it is? Prism Promise Princess Celtic and Labrador. I really love both of those cards. Especially the Celtic one. Oh man. Still not as cool at Honorary Professor's double stride with limit break. Yeah, I never got that. I've heard tales, but I never got to do that. PPP, yeah. It's my favorite archetype in Bermuda. PPP. Love me some PPP. Yeah, sorry, here's the full effect. So yeah, Coral seems amazing. Even with just these 4 cards, like they could have just printed this and the deck would have been great. No exaggeration. Would have been like, yep, top tier. Absolutely great. Box saved, worth buying. But there's more. So we got a common, grade 1 common. Tone of Beginnings, Quarrelsmar here. Of not having once per turn cards. Yeah. So this mermaid gal here says, when a student is placed on Guardian, Soul Blast 1. This has 5k shields for every 2 corals in your soul. I don't know if this is gonna see play. You guys let me know. Especially with the other card that's like Counterblast to put from drop into soul. And I don't think there's really any easy ways to put from drop into soul and the lyrical. I don't think this is gonna see play, right? It would be good if your soul wasn't on corals. Exactly, yeah. Like this would technically be good, right? Because like it's on turn 3, this is instantly 15k shield. And you can play that other card to put it back, but I don't see this being play. To get lower shield value, yeah. I don't see this being play for some reason. The PPP was crazy enough back then that they potentially might have been busted should they actually show up in standard in the future. Yeah, we would have to get like strides for that to work. So. Let's look too iffy for that, yeah. So unfortunately, pretty art, but it's a nice card to have like in the card pool, but it won't be played initially. I don't think so. So we'll move on to a song sung for generations. I set this here. Whose first effect is when this attacks, if you have Coral, she gets 5k. So if you have grade 3 Coral, she gets 5k, which kind of sucks. Would have been nice if this was active on turn 2, but then the deck probably would have been way too good. And then it says if it stands by Coral's ability, it gets another 5k. So this is your main restand target. So that's why I'm saying I don't think you need really any generics. Like maybe 1 generic would work, but I feel like the deck is pretty stacked because you're playing all the Corals and you're playing 4 of this as your main attacker, I think. Right, because this is going to be a nice 30k, 25 then 30k. So try to just get going first. Yeah, definitely.
The art, yeah, the art is really pretty on this card too. The art on, I think all the cards are pretty pretty. This one's really nice. The whole set, it's really good art, except for that one order. That one random order with like the lost child. But that being said, Frenchette gains the same amount of power and bounces back. She doesn't gain the same amount of power. She doesn't gain the same amount of power. This is 5k more, right? Unless Frenchette gains unless one Frenchette gains power to the end of the turn. If that's the case, then that's just wild. It's for the turn? Damn. Bro, every time I read that card, it's just like, what? Every fucking time I read that card. I mean, I don't know. What would you even like want to bounce? Like, I know in general bouncing is good, yes. Play Yuika in every deck, but like, is there something worth bouncing per se? I don't know. But that's wild. That's just wild. Absolutely wild. I can't believe they wrote that card and then the next card. I can't believe they wrote that card and then like it's only until now that everyone's just like, wait, this card is good. Corals that let you finish your board. Corals that let you call to finish your board? I guess, because that will happen. Probably, yeah, I guess so. So then we got this. This is a grade 2. Diva of Echoing Star Lutentil. Hey, whenever I can't say something, I read it in Spanish. So first effect, when this is placed on rear, I forgot to highlight rear. Fuck me. Counterblast 1, choose a card with a coral in its card name from your drop. Put it into your hand. This card I kind of hate because Counterblast 1 just to get a coral from drop seems mad extra. But you don't really use, this is literally the only card that uses Counterblast so far, so I guess it's fine, but seems kind of ass. Like, I could do so much with this Counterblast and I'm just gonna get one card. Like, it is 10k shield, but like, I don't know, man. We don't know what's gonna happen, but thank you, Bushiroad, for release caps. Can't even get Frenchette cheap too. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen, but I was hoping and praying that these lyrical reveals would be after set 2 releases in English, so we can scoop up the Frenchette pinks, but it ain't gonna happen. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Lyrical hasn't seen like crazy tops, right, in Japan or anything like that. This set isn't out, so I don't know if this card is expensive, right? I haven't looked at it in Japan. I don't know if the sellers know it. I don't know if in general people know it. I know we know it, right? Because we're the shit. We know stuff, right? But like, I don't know. So we'll see. We will literally find out tomorrow when the sneak peek prices go up. It doesn't CV that much. This has a specific counter charge. Yeah, but just like Counterblast want to get something like from drop, and like how is that coral even getting in drop, right? Like, are you soul blasting for? I guess the grade 3 soul blast, but like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem worth it to me. But then this also says that it gets 5k shield and attack, which is decent. So you have a bunch of 10k shields in your deck, which is nice. So this definitely has way more shield than Prisms, and I think it scales higher than Prisms, right? It's just more consistent because it doesn't have the soul charge, so it doesn't have the resource issue that Prisms had. Yeah, I guess you can guard with them and Counterblast 1 just to get 10k shield. Like, I don't know. I just don't see that much value in that interaction, but I'm sure that I will once I actually play it. Soul Blast, Energy Blast is Coral's main thing here. We haven't found found the Counterblast until here. I think the grade 3 also Counterblast, right? I don't know. But we won't get there yet because we have a grade 1 Singular Heart Krylika here. It says when she boosts, if you have coral, choose a coral from your drop and you may put it into your soul. This is like so much better than like why would I Counterblast 1 to put it in my hand when I can just for free turn 1 put it into my soul? I don't know, this seems like way better. And then if you have 4 or more, you counter charge by retiring her. Alright, great. Instant 4 of Like, don't even have to. We don't even have to like spend time on this. Instant 4-up, great card. You can discard a coral, put it into soul. Same turn, right? You can literally same turn discard coral, ride coral, play this in the back, put this in soul, like easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I might have lied when I said you don't scale as much. That probably just lets you scale as easily as well. You don't see B1 for 10k shield. It's for putting it in soul with coral. I mean, yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, this back at Diva. This girl, bro. Whew. Luminous Melody Ilanessa. She goddamn. Like, she's not even slaying, bro. She's murdering, bro. She eviscerating, bro. Like, whew. Whew. She says when this unit attacks, if you have coral, 4 corals in your soul, counterblast 1, draw 1, she gets 5k. I'd rather spend my counterblast on this personally, but that is also that's not like that's not a good use of counterblast to just draw 1 and get 5k every turn, but you know, it's decent. 18k extra card in hand, that's like 3 cards. You might even get away with just playing fronts in this deck, right? You can technically do this twice. That's a lot of counterblast. You have a counter charger, but still. Yeah, that's a lot of counterblast. You can only counter charge once per turn. There's nothing else to use counterblast for, I guess. But I don't know, it seems like a lot. I thought she was mid, but then I saw it does not have once per turn. Yeah. And then at the end of the turn, if you have 4 corals, you soul blast 1 and return this unit to your hand. So it works great with the other grade 1. Pretty decent. Yeah, it's fine. I think you'll still play it, but like, I don't know. I feel like if you're playing Friendship Pink and the other grade 2, I don't know how much you'll use this. This will just be your back if you don't see any other 2, but I don't know. Doing that if she's bouncing to hand friendship. If she's bouncing to hand friendship does it for free. Yeah, that is true. But then you can't restand friendship twice, or you can't have her get the 5k twice because you'd restand this. But I guess you can do that. I don't know. Like I said, we'll have to see when the deck comes out, or when the cards are available on CFA specifically. But I'm pretty sure it's like we have like what is it? 30 cards, right? It's 3, and then 3. That's 9. So we have 21, right? If you put all the corals, that's 21. We also get a generic next week. Oh, I thought it was this week. So that's 9. Bro, what's one thing you like about coral? Bro, everything. Fucking everything. She got it all. She's fucking she's full package. She's a full package and then some. Yeah, so you play 9 of the ride deck, right? So that leaves you with 21 cards. You play 4 of the grade 2, right? So that is 21 minus 4 is 17. And you play 4 of the grade 1, so that leaves 13 cards, right? Not counting triggers and PGs, that's already accounted for. So that's 14 cards. No. Yeah, 14 cards. No, 13 cards. That leaves you with 13 cards. And I guess you can play 4 of each of the 2 counterblast girls, right? So if that's 13, that's 9. That brings you down to 5 cards. So you can play like what, 3 Friendship Pinks and like 2 generics, I guess, and that's the whole deck, right? And I guess you, with all the draw power you have, you play maybe you could maybe play fronts. I don't know. Yeah, you probably play fronts, right? 8 crits. Yeah, or you can do 4 pink. Either way. Depends how many generics you want to play. I don't know what Regalia's piece you would play. I guess you can play the technically you can play Forbidden Doll. I don't think you want to do that. You probably play Pot of Greed. You don't want to play the Soul Blasting run. You could play the other Blitz Order, or the other Blitz Order. You can play one of those 2, I guess, if you really want to. I don't know if you really need the shield. So yeah, I guess you would play Paul Greed, right? Energy is a different thing entirely as of this format. It's only been a while since I played any format. Since I last played any format? Either Chalice or Pot. Yeah, I guess Persona Ride would be important. So yeah, I could see Chalice being played. That works. But yeah, that's basically the list, I think. Like, I don't think you need any other generics other than French Epic, really. And I still don't know if she's gonna be that useful, but I think she, like, I'm sure she'll still be good, but I don't know. There might be better cards, I don't know. But yeah. Alright. And then last but not least, here is the Mermaid SP, which looks alright. I'm definitely getting an SR over this card, 100%, which is literally this but readable. So but that is gonna be honestly like $100 a piece. This is gonna be like, yeah, 600 easy. So I'm not even gonna bother. Brawls. Power to you. Our SR is confirmed. Yeah, that's true. You speak in facts. They haven't actually said it, but if they not, we're gonna riot it. Because I do not want like, I know Azim, you like the lyrical frame, but an SR would look so much better than an FFR, and it's gonna be so much better it's so much easier to get as well, right? Not on a blue Nui, exactly. Thank you. Okay. Exactly, because I do not want to see the sparkly pink on this blue, because it would look so good without the frame. Like it does here, to then put the frame on top. Nah man, FFR supremacy, nah bro, trust me. Bro, even you, if you see the FFR versus SR, even you'll switch over. Drugs. So funny story, I actually switched over to taking my drugs at 9 instead of 8 o'clock, because honestly, it might be TMI, but that's just so stressful sometimes, especially because like 8 o'clock is such an interesting time in the morning, because it's like early enough where it's like so early in the morning. So to have like that kind of thing weighing on me every day at 8 in the morning, it's just like, oh, you gotta do this. It was driving me crazy. So I pushed it to 9, and it's just been a lot more chill. I feel like I have more time. It's less stressful, right? I can easily grab it when I'm logging into work. So yeah, I take it at 9 now. This is why I love Nanachi-san, her artist. Is that her name? Okay. I just know her as Digiforce, because that's her ad on Twitter. But to keep that same energy, if you switch up saying it looks good on Twitter, huh? Yeah, I just say Digiforce. I didn't know that was her actual. I'm assuming her actual name. Only I bet unless some people have played Mermaid SPs in official tournaments before. I don't even know if anyone has any of the Prisms or the Pacifica Mermaid SPs. I've never seen one in my life, and it was on TCG Player, but it was like always sold out. So I don't even know if they exist, and I'm okay with that. I wanted to get the Celtic one because that's my like favorite Bermuda unit, but even sometimes I gotta buy out, right? Yeah, that's fair. All right, yeah, because Cora's the best. I love Coral. My friend found in his bulk. Insane. Imagine that you're just oh shit, $500 fucking dollars. Unbelievable. I can't. I can't. Oh man, I've done that. Like I found stuff in my bulk, but definitely not something crazy like that. Talking about FR, you say you prefer the SR, but if the FFR ends up looking nice, it will. You say it does. I will clip the stream and call you out. Fair enough. It won't. Because I personally don't like, we're talking for Coral specifically, right? I personally don't like the lyrical frame. I don't like it. I guess I don't like the shape of it or like the pink, because it just really clashes with a lot of the cards. I definitely don't like it on the Coral because of the colors. It's impossible unless they change the color of the frame. Then if they made it like a blue frame or a white frame, then that's a different story. That would be crazy, but they're not gonna do that. Yeah, exactly. If it's like a new frame, then I bet. Ooh. Ooh. So we get Pacifica, Prisms, Coral, and Vert. And next is the Statija Right Line that we show next week. Yeah, so we're getting that Thursday, and then on Tuesday we're getting a double combo of my two favorite, the two lyrical decks that I play the most, I guess. Personally, in Lutetia and Kyoka. Yeah, classic. Your Chronicle player cope. Time to play for Shangri-La Coral next year. Is that even like possible? You think they would do that? Like, I don't know. The deck seems like, what would she even do? What would she even do? I don't even know. That sounds insane. Having the correct take is cope. Oh my god. Get this man some help. Mods, get this man therapy. Unbelievable. But we have Kyoka, Lutetia, and Prisms are last. Yeah, so Prisms will probably be, I guess, next Tuesday. Not this coming Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that. And then the Thursday that's following that is probably when they do like the reveals of the cards and whatnot. Eternal Idol Pacifica next year? We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, that makes more sense. Also, wouldn't mind like a completely different unit, but I don't know what else is like. I know you guys want like a couple of different units, but I don't know if any of them are as iconic as what we've gotten already. That's not Stride related, right? Just specifically encounter wise, like I don't know if there's any specific iconic Bermuda Triangle pre-Stride units that they could bring back. I don't know. I feel like they kind of hit it with those two. Is she that iconic though? Like, I'm speaking from my Vanguard Zero experience, where she was ass in Vanguard Zero. Oh, there is Reindeer. I guess there is Reindeer. Reindeer, yeah, Reindeer maybe. Riviera, I don't know. She's the clan leader. Is she the? Hey, Docs, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, there's also Reindeer. I guess there's also Reindeer. I'd like to see Reindeer, but fucking Leafia exists, so I don't know. Like, she's the OG. Is she? I know Coral. I don't know where ruin it. Stop bringing up V. Kids in your V. Oh my god. Need to un-errata V. Damn, they errated her ass. Damn, that's kind of bad. That's wild. Almost as wild as these promos. Oh, unbelievable. Kids in your V premium. So, all right. They made it a hard one to return down. They don't errata a lot of cards like effect wise like that, so that's crazy. Cute dog. Oh, cute dog man, yeah. Sorry if I missed any talk on this already, but stupid heart is always in the way, bro. I hate it. There we go. Do you have any sneaks to look forward to? Like sneak peek promos? You mean? Or like the sneak peek kit? I didn't get a kit. I got like half a kit. I always get like half a kit. Because the promo is Hamaved or whatever the hell his name is. So I just got 4 of those and hoping, praying to God that I get Birth Bronze in that, in the friendship pink. Yeah, basically. Yeah, so I buy I don't know if I want to say it. Because if everyone's gonna go to it, I'm never gonna be able to get it. But I go to this one site. So I go to this site. I want to talk to them and maybe see if I can get an affiliate, because I've been buying from them for like literally 15 years or something like that. Moment, not even. Because every time I go to anywhere locally, they're always sold out. So I gave up trying to get sneak peeks locally. I get it from some place called online called Trading Card Mint. You guys probably know about it. But they actually sell sneak peek kits, or they sell the sneak peeks,
but like you can buy by like per pack. So I always buy 4. 4 of it, which comes with like, it's like 4 packs plus a promo. So I buy 4 of those, which is like basically like a box that I get, right? And I get 4 of the promo. So I just always buy one of those. Yeah, they might have been, because I think they're in like Illinois, so they're more likely where I Rosemont. But yeah, anywhere locally I try to get sneak peeks, they're always sold out, so I just give up. I give up. I don't even try anymore. So I just get it ordered, get it late, whatever. But now also is gonna have 12 bow lines, yeah, essentially. Yeah, everyone always gets 2 peaks of boxes max, which is really unfortunate. And then there's the fact that some locals actually use them for sneak peek events, so you can't actually even buy them. But yeah. Between me and my other friends, we need 24 French chat next week. Yikes, I buy cards from Trading Card Mint as well. I love their fast shipping time and how well they ship the cards. Yeah, I love them. I've been buying from them for years. I hate that, like, recently. Don't listen. Hey, if you guys are listening, don't listen to this part. I still want an affiliate. I hate that recently they've kind of like been scalping prices a little bit. Like, they'll match scalping prices, which I kind of hate. Like for like Digimon and like some of that stuff. But other than that, they're like super chill, and they ship the stuff right away. Like they're the one seller online that I can always rely on, no matter what. Like, not to like dunk on 50 cards or anything like that, but like for years I can rely on them, and they always have everything that I need, no matter what it is. They'll have it, and I'll get it in like a reasonable time. I was talking with our shop owner earlier, trying to figure out how to run our weekend. Your sneak peek weekend, yeah. If I have any birthday monies, I'll try them. But praying to the moon that French chat is reasonable. Yeah, me too. She won't be. We'll find out tomorrow. Hopefully, like I said, it's been like a nice kept secret within like the stream, and no one else knows, and we can all get her. But we'll see. Found the scalper locally. Not throwing names out, but my lord, we are upset. Y'all need to body slam his ass. But that's that. All right, let's talk about these promos. I know you guys, this is like 5 years ago, and you guys already know about them. But let's talk about this real quick. We already mentioned in the beginning, but these are getting reprinted, which is cool. Reprints are cute. Oh, you guys can hear that. I hate that you guys can always hear that ice cream truck. I have to open a window because it's hot, and then the ice cream truck always comes out. There's so many videos I've recorded where I'm just like minding my own business, and then there's a fucking ice cream truck in the background. I'm just like, come on, man. trying to make a fire ass YouTube video, and fucking Mr. Softy's out here trying to sell us fucking ice cream. Unbelievable. TP layer is okay, but I don't like how they're tracking with some orders. Yeah, I mean, TCG player is just a billion sellers, right? So Trading Card Man is just one person, so 100% unviable for you. Yeah, that's how it is. It's okay. It's summer vibes. Yeah, I guess so. But you know how many of that Blitz order I found in your bulk? Yeah, I still have a bunch of them myself. I've not had ice cream since learning I was dangerously close to diabetes. Damn. I'm sorry. That sucks ass. Almost as much. No, this card is actually good. I gotta stop with these segues. All right, so this is Construct Golem. This is kind of whatever, but it is very important because it is quick start deck boss support, right? So our fella here has this one effect that we're gonna see on all of them. That says when your grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Triumph Dragon in its card name is placed during your right phase from your drop. If you do not have this rear guard, you can Soul Blast 1, call this, and Energy Charge 1. Which is great, because now Energy Blast 4 doesn't seem as crazy. You actually get some Energy Charge, and you get a free unit. Free. Super dope. Dope. Oh, ice cream these days? Yeah, no. So what happens when you live in the South Pole, or the on the other side of the Southern Hemisphere, not South Pole. Southern Hemisphere is what I meant to say. Like an enemy from the new Zelda games? Yeah, it kind of does. But I'm not gonna have the most fun with the quick start deck
with Triumph Dragon. Interesting. I like Triumph Dragon too. He's definitely like better than people give it credit for. He's not good, right? I get it. You're not gonna win a BCS, right? And that's all that matters. But he's actually not half bad. We're north of the equator, then I don't know, man. Y'all need to get that sorted out, you know, because you should only be winter if you're on the other half, right? But I don't know anymore. The least fun with Astrum, yeah, he's kind of ass. He gets a little better next set, this coming set 2, but yeah, he's the one I think people were most hyped up, and then like I think he was fun before set 1 because you could do like the monster stuff, and then when he actually gets his stuff, ass, straight ass, and then set 2, it's like. But they also have this other effect that says at the end of the battle, this unit boosted the Strife command in his card name. If you did not countercharge, you put this to soul and countercharge. So he refunds the cost of itself for soul blasting. He gives you soul and he countercharges. So this is insane. And you can very easily use another one. Like you can easily play 2 of these and cycle them, right? So you can have 2 and drop, call 1, boost, put this to soul countercharge. Next turn, you don't have 1 on the field, soul blast out the same copy, and then call out 1 from drop. Insane, absolutely chef's kiss. Very good card. Realistically, do these promos do anything significantly to improve the deck? So specifically for Triumph Dragon, getting a free body is fine. That it doesn't really matter. It's fine, right? The energy charge one is nice, because it does give you a little bit of flexibility. Because you know, it's energy blast 4. Literally, eventually after turn 7, you can't use your main Vanguard skill. That being said, it doesn't give you enough flexibility where you can actually use like energy cyclers or anything like that, right? But it is decent. It's a nice little boost. The second skill to countercharge, that is also really good because you know, you counterblast 1 for all of the quick start deck bosses to search Persona Ride, and then also get to 10k. Which is super important for Triumph Dragon because he gives himself a crit, right? So you want him to be as big as possible. But then also his rear guard, in case you forgot, is this guy. Because he lets you counterblast 1 to draw. So now you can get some plussing. So it makes that a little bit more free, which is nice, right? Does it instantly make the deck better? Yes. Does it make the deck like to a point where it's comparable to other decks? No. That's a different story. One day I want to enter a BSF with Ulta guys and see how far I can get. Yeah, I mean, when the promo for it comes out, it'd probably be feasible. You haven't read them yet. All right, the waifus on the actual wedding dress? What? What? So nice, dumb. They need to get more quick start deck support levels at least. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second, actually. But yeah, so this is pretty solid. It doesn't like it makes the deck work better, but it doesn't like push it to insane levels, but it does make the deck better, right? It's an auto include. It's very good for the deck, but the deck isn't instantly good. This one is a little bit of a different story because this guy was already good, right? Discount Raziel was already good. It's just Raziel does what he does, but better, arguably. But so we have Surgical Scissors Angel here, who has the same effect, right? They all have the same first effect, where if you have the quick start deck boss for that nation, if this isn't drop and you don't have another copy, if you rolled that quick start deck boss, you soul blast 1, call this energy charge 1. So that's good. Pretty decent for this deck, right? Then this part is really interesting, especially for this deck, right? So at the end of the battle, that it boosts the supporting grade 3 in its card name. Another thing I forgot to mention, right? I don't have the thing. Let me enable that real quick. Go to whiteboard. The other thing that's really important to mention is that it says in its card name, this guy, right? That's really cool because rather than saying a specific name, rather than name locking it, they said a specific part of the name. Whether or not this happens is a different story, but they can very easily make grade 2, grade 3, in general, new versions of the double rare supports for the quick start deck bosses, right? So it's future proof, which is great. So that's possible. Whether or not it'll actually happen is a different story, but hey, it's possible. If anything, it just makes these promos viable in the future. But when it boosts that, you put this into soul, so it does the same thing as the grade 1
the other for Dragon Empire, where you can put it to soul, next turn soul blast it to get another copy out, and it just keeps cycling, right? So you can constantly get this effect. But then this says you put this to soul to choose the boosted rear guard, put it to your hand. Why is that good, you say? Why do I want that shit back in my hand? Because this grade 3 is kind of busted. He says counterblast 1 when you play him in order to like a top 5 and call anything. So now you can do that every single turn if you have the counterblast. So you can basically get yourself a mini Tetrafall every single turn. But since it's only on plays, you can bounce it back to hand. And he can also counter charge. So it also becomes free. Right? Not to mention the fact that you can call this technically from drop. Of course, you want to get the first effect because it doesn't work during battle. But pretty decent. I want Bushman to make an anime with all the gimmicks like Stride, Overdress, etc. like Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc along with a new one. That'd be cool. Be nice if we got a general new mechanic, I guess, but I'll get into that now. Your Mac has to share and can't target it. I mean, I guess. I guess there's that too. As you can guard with it, even though it has no shield value. But so this is pretty good for that. Right. I think this is probably the strongest one, I think, out of the 3, just because of the fact you can instantly every single turn get 3 bodies on board. Right? So you can ride, you get the grade 1, then you have the grade 3 in your hand, and then that gives you another unit. And this allows you to build a board also, because when it attacks, it calls something out. So Sarasalas, or whatever the hell his name is, looking pretty solid with this guy. The last one we have here is the lyrical one, which is Happy Influencer Lasha. It's very cute. Has the same thing. Soul Blast, call her from drop, right? And then it says when you boost the grade 3, you reduce the cost of that grade 3 by counterblast 1. This is arguably the least useful one. It also doesn't put itself into soul, which sucks. Unless I don't have the text right. Maybe all right, let's double check this. Hold on. Maybe I don't have the text. Yeah, I think I missed the text because it just says and reduce the cost. Yeah. So it probably does have the same effect. It just I have a typo here probably. So it probably does put itself into soul, which is fine. And then it reduces the cost of the grade 3 by counterblast 1, which is okay. This is the weaker one in my opinion. Because the grade 3 just says when it's bounced to hand, you counterblast 1 to draw. So you draw for free. So it's like, okay. It generates you soul, which is nice for the deck as well. But I think it's the weaker one, but I could be wrong about that. That guy had a random joke grade 3 promo guy, you man. I think it's at the end of my, I think I'm at the end of my Sharing New Era, so almost in a year living at Dragon Empire again, Diva and Shura. I'm done being angry. Yeah, I know. I've been there, buddy. Sucks all the time, and sucks all the time. That's what everyone always says. That so I was like, yeah, Dragon Empire is always bad, and it's always like one of the best nations. Back to back to back. But speaking of one of the best nations, that's those 3. After that, we should be getting the remaining 3. So we should be getting one for Astrum, we should be getting one for Ostergeist, and we should be getting one for our boy Cristianos here, right? What do we think Cristianos grade 1 is going to do? Because we have this guy, right? We have the grade 3 here. He says when he's placed from drop, he gets 10k and he retires himself, right? So this hypothetical grade 1 that they're going to get, you boost this guy with it. You call him from drop by Soul Blasting 1. You call them from drop, and then you energy charge. So ironically, Cristianos can actually do some shenanigans because he'll have 2 cards that can energy charge, right? He'll have this new promo, and then he'll have the Flagbird card. So you can actually get you can actually do some energy charge shenanigans, right? But what do we think this will do? Bastianos will stand Sevron again? Oh, it's gonna enable his stand somehow? That's what you guys think? So it's obviously gonna have this part, right? Where it's gonna, you know, Soul Blast 1, call itself out. And then it seems like it's gonna be the same thing, right? Where if it boosted it, it goes into Soul, I'm assuming, and then it does what? You guys think it'll be standing it again? I guess that wouldn't be bad because that would make it live on turn 3. So that gives us 4 attacks on turn 3. That would be pretty good. I was kind of hoping it would give us I was kind of hoping it'd give us like a Guardian Strike, but I guess if it stands him again, that would be okay. Probably either retire an opponent rear guard. No, I don't think it'll do that. The effects have been like fitting for the deck and like actually makes sense, so I don't think it'll do that. Draw a card or return a normal unit to hand from drop. That would be dope. That would be dope. That last one would be dope. That would help the deck out a lot. If we can put it into Soul to then choose a normal unit, any unit, honestly. If I get a trigger, that's fine, right? Even if it specifically says a trigger, that'd be okay too, right? From drop into hand. I don't see no Sentinel because, of course, I mean, I don't know. Possibly. I don't think it. They didn't give it to Medio, but I don't think it would be crazy if he got a PG. Like, but I guess technically you can do that every single turn, so they might have to restrict it. Because this is technically the strongest one, or I shouldn't say strongest. This would technically be the most consistent one, right? Because you can very easily, obviously, set it up in your drop because this, you know, is a drop focused deck. So that is something to consider. But yeah, I don't think it'll draw a card because the other grade one already draws a card. Yeah, it'll be the most consistent one. Could still be the strongest one. Right? If it restands Severin, that's really strong. If it lets you choose a card from drop to hand, that's also really strong. Both of those are really good. Before decking out though, so playing the grind game isn't the smartest thing to do. Yeah, but it would be nice. It would be nice to add a PG, but yeah, I think you guys are about right. I think it'll either restand or add a card from drop to hand. That sounds pretty good to me. Cool. We can talk about the other promos now. Like, I guess speaking from Turkey, right? We can go to Flapoy Liquoy here. It pisses me off because they were like, oh yeah, it's a Sylvanhorn Beast promo. I was like, all right, cool. And then I see this thing and I'm just like, that's not a Sylvanhorn Beast. That's a fucking tomato. You don't even have a horn. What the hell is this? But so he's Sylvanhorn Beast support. Very interesting name. Looks like a Mario character, a Mario Paper Mario character, honestly. As for Sylvanhorn Beast rearguard, so I don't know if that's accurate, but it might be. But so this says when this is placed on rear, I just mean it, well, I mean it didn't have like Sylvanhorn Beast in the name, is what I was saying. But when this is placed on rear, other than in battle, if you have a Sylvanhorn Beast Vanguard, Energy Blast 3 and choose one of the following. So you can either A, choose a Sylvanhorn Beast from your drop with grade less than or equal to your Vanguard and call it, or B, if you have Magnolia Mask specifically, you choose a Dragon Tree card from your drop and call it to rear. So this is interesting. It has some good applications, right? Because you can chain calls, right? So you can call this from drop and then Energy Blast to call something else out. You could just on play it, call something out, right? So that's neat. You don't really use energy in the deck, so that's fine. Then in terms of Magnolia Mask, this might see some better play because you don't really use the lion in Magnolia Mask. But in getting a Dragon Tree is like fine. Because it's on grade 3, right? And you can get a Dragon Tree card. Like like it's fine. You can Energy Blast. You can do a couple of things with this. But I just don't see the merit in it because you could like bring it back with your dragon, right? Like if you only have like if you have no board and you only have one Dragon Tree marker, you can with your dragon counterblast 1, call this out, then Energy Blast 3 to call out the the Dragon Tree, whatever, whichever one of them, to then set a Dragon Tree marker, right? And that gives you 3 units. So this is just like an extender that you can use it. Or in general, you can just play this before you play the dragon to then get that, and then you can counterblast to get the dragon, right? So you can do it however you want, but like, I don't know. Bones and tomatoes that we already have so much drop revival that comes off as kind of redundant. This one's a guy in Clyde which has some meatballs too, maybe. But also no power gain. So it's just a 15k poke again, yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of where the second effect comes in, where it says I thought originally this said when a unit attacks, but it's actually when your unit with Silver Horn Beast is attacked. It's actually a defensive card. You can retire him and he becomes 10k shield, which is like fine. If this was like a grade 3, maybe it would make sense. It would be worse if it was a grade 3, but I don't know. That's just an, you could, because like in Elder you can already just intercept, but it's more powerful to intercept, right? You also get around like, oh, I can't intercept or whatever, but like if you intercept, he's only 5k shield. So if like you have 4 of these, you know, that's well, like basically twice as many cards, right? So it's okay. Is it really worth playing though? I don't know, right? Because like Magnolia Master already has Beleva, who gets way more shield and can intercept in the back row. I don't know. I really wish they make up their mind on whether or not they want to support Elder or Mass, because it's starting to become overdress versus cross-dress all over again. That's a good thing though. Like, they should support both of them. I don't think they should stop. I don't think they should stop supporting Mass decks, because I think that's a fucking waste to like spend all this time and all these sets on these cards and then just drop them. But 2, I don't think they should only support one of them. I think they should be smart and support both of them. I think they should stop. I personally think they should stop doing this thing where like they make a deck and then next year they make a new form and then you take the old form and then just fucking flush it down the toilet. I think that's stupid. I think what they should do is they should do what they did with Magnolia Mask and Elder, where they just like do completely different decks, so you can take the deck in whatever way you want, because that just opens up the, like, you know, deck expression in the game so much more. Clogs your toilet every time, honestly, yeah. Remains better than Purple Bruise, yeah, but I still would rather it be the 2 of them be distinct, different playstyles, right? I hate 1 when they come up with just a new version of the deck, and then 2 when it's just literally the same deck as before. It's just now my grade 3 is better. Right? That's what they're doing with all of the Lyrical Girls. It's just like, all right, here's just a brand new version that's slightly better than the original one. We don't do anything different. There's nothing cool mechanically. It's just literally new card. I think that's lame. The only one that's not that is Leafia's fine, because her grade 3 was trash for the most part. So her getting an upgrade form, fine. Kind of the same thing with Medio, but they didn't really change much. But then like Michu's is like pretty different, because it's actually like a superior cross ride, right? So that one's kind of different. But I really wish they would do that, where like the older decks were still viable. They just play completely different, right? It's almost like what I wish they would do it like Welstra, right? Because they have Welstra, and then they made Fruit. They had Welstra, and then they made Blitzarm Welstra, and then they took old Welstra and just fucking evicted him from Brancade, because you literally can't play the fucker, because now all the new cards say, oh, by the way, it's got to be Welstra, but hold on, he's got to have a divine skill, otherwise fuck that guy. I think that's lame, personally. I think they should have kept old Welstra as a deck, had it play however it did, and then Blitzarm also should have played in a completely different way. They don't have to like vehemently support both of them, but like, you know, once in a while throw him a bone. They reprinted him right before, twice. They reprinted him twice. They put him in the fucking deluxe collection for no reason, and then they put him in the fucking triple drive booster. Like, fuck you. Such a smack in the face.
What Magnolia could use is a new form for the ride deck. Keep Mask and Elder, but with a grade 3 Maggie that does something. Yeah, that'd be great for both decks. Maggie's only purpose is to have an evolve dropped over it on turn 3. Yeah, unfortunately. Like
They need to give it a grade 3, a new grade 3 that does one of two things.
right?
It does one of two things. It becomes like a
break ride, right?
because right now it shouldn't be like a,
I don't know.
like I not to contradict what I just said. They make a new Magnolia grade
3 that's its own thing. Also, like you can play it standalone.
I would not hate that, but I think it should be kind of like a break ride that works with the other two Magnolias. So it's like if you ride a Magnolia over this, like if it's Elder, I don't know, give it another drive or something, and if it's the Mask, give it power or something like that, right? Like give them an extra skill so it actually warrants playing the card. But that's basically what they have to do. But I think everyone wants a new grade 3 at this point. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Some decks, yeah, some decks, no. Like some decks are so solid. But yeah. Players look at the top 7, searching Magnolia and the Sylvan Horde Beast. That'd be nice too, yeah. Like if that's its effect, right? If it's just on place, do that. When you attack, choose a unit for free. Choose any unit for free. It gets 10k and can attack from the back row. And then when you ride over it, depending on which Magnolia you do, give it something else. That'd be great. It's like Kyrie and that you don't do squat until grade 4. Yeah, that's basically what they need to do with like the grade 4 decks. Is give them like some sort of like break ride kind of thing, a utility grade 3 that lets you set up for your grade 4, right? But I made a friend a Magnolia deck to try and get him into the game. He's never touched it, but keep forgetting to go onto this side. But I'm glad I at least learned the matchup. Yeah. And keep the back row attack thing. Yeah, definitely. More like floppy. Yeah, kind of. See, we want to enable back row attack is stupid for not even to enable it, to just 5k and get 1 extra attack from the back row is kind of whack. It could still be CB, but it's got to get like 10k and like you draw 1 by 2024 standards. It's gonna have to do that. Personally, grade 4 decks are so cool to me, but Bushi is lacking. Yeah, they're too scared of when they were good, and even when they were good, they weren't even like, they weren't breaking the game, right? There was only like 10 decks back then. Like, I don't know. I don't know why they look back at that time and be like, oh my god, we really fucked up with the grade 4s. They were too strong. Like, it wasn't even that crazy, bro. Like, no one was doing crazy shit. Like, people look back at it with like horror flash. I was like, oh my god, Magnolia Elder, it was tier 0. It could draw 1 card at the end of battle. It wasn't even that bad, bro. Like, goddamn, it was not that bad. It's like Bastion Prime. Oh my god, they could not guard. Shit is crazy. So I was like, come on, it's not that big of a deal. It was not that bad. I was there, right? It was strong, but it wasn't like the end of the world. Yeah, ooh, Magnolia Inlet. But yeah, currently teaching my wife Thegria to change it up from her normal dark side theme. They made they could have made the Vanguards look a little different to help me out there. Yeah, I mean, you know, one whole ass card. Like, oh no, what the fuck? Oh man, Bastion Prime drive check, 3 triggers, good times. Yeah. Oh man. Reese was the one who looked at it. Oh crap, I'm dead. Oh my god. Oh no. He can restand himself. Ah! Literally back then it wasn't even like, I don't know. I don't know why Bushiroad is so scared of making grade 4s like playable again, but not that they're not playable, but like in terms of like actually supporting them. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess. It'd be like that, I guess. But alright. Let's go to the next one here. Speaking of devil, right? Speaking of the devil, we're getting good at these segues. Oh, it's more like this. It's
it's funny, before they revealed who the Dark Stage Destined one was, right? Like, it was like, the theory was that it might be Donji, and I was just like, oh my god, not Donji. Cause like, not even for like anything, but I was just like, I cannot take another 5 sets where half the Dark Stage support is just a football player that I can't play in any fucking deck. Like, we complain about Nirvana, right? Having like a billion overdress cards and them being like garbage that you can't play in any deck. But like, there are so many Diabolos cards, so many, and you can't do anything with them. And as a Dark Stage player, it drives me crazy. So the thought of him coming back for that was just like my nightmare. But yes, indeed, men. We know my stream says I love women, but here's some men. Now here's a card that I need. Yeah, this dude can make 9 attacks with Bruce grade 4 if enough constellations line up. I don't think it's that hard to make it come up. That part is I only have Man's Bruce. I don't have the grade 4. I mean, I can give it to you. Oh, but I have them. I'm not trying to. They're 20. They're not 24. There's no way grade. No way grade 4 Bruce is $24. That's $25. Impossible. Impossible. No way. Impossible. He got reprinted. That can't be the case. That can't be the case. Okay, no, he's 25 cents. I was about to say. I was like, ain't no way, man. Ain't no possible way. Alright. What is this? Hopefully that's not too crazy. You can search Silverhorn Beasts, see them on the results. Yeah, but at least Silverhorn Beasts aren't locked to Magnolia or something else, right? Like, most of the Silverhorn Beasts are just playable. Like, their effects are playable in other decks, they're just not good. But every Diabolos card is like, oh, Final Rush. Oh, Final Rush. Oh, you got that Final Rush though? Ah, nah. I'ma just vanilla then. Yo, you got that Final Rush? Nah. Cheap ass. Yeah. But alright, so we got Orland here, who says, when this is discarded from your hand during your turn, or if put into soul from deck during your turn, if you have a Diabolos, you energy blast 3 colors to back row center. Which is alright. I saw a lot of people be like, oh man, this sucks. Bruce doesn't discard. Like, you don't discard for your ride phase, bro? You've never discarded for your ride phase? What do you mean? Like, I know you probably have other discards, but like, hey, you get a card back for free. Like, the heck? That's decent. But the main skill here is that in back row center, rear guard circle. Does this have lyrics? Oh. I want lyrics. Shh, no lyrics. That's too hype. That's too hype. That's better. That's better. Alright, there we go. Can't have lyrics. That's can't be playing lyrics. That's Fire Rush. I'm sorry, he's bad. Yeah, sorry. I don't know why I have it in this list for like this playlist for streams. Like, I'm never gonna. I don't think there's ever a situation where I'm gonna be able to play something that hype in the background. But Julian's best friend. If you have like 4 OpenCV, which I mean, you guys say it like that's not the fucking Spike Bros way. Like that. Like you guys say this shit like we didn't live through back in the day. With Bruce waiting until they had like 5 damage, Persona Ride, and the fucking stars align in their hand and they just OTK'd you. Like, if that wasn't a thing, like if that's not the Spike Brothers way since for some time. Away from the copyright, yeah, it should be good. It's Sonic Frontiers music, but we'll see. I played it before and I think I was fine, but we'll see. But alright, but yeah, so this back row center once per turn. At the end of the battle, your rear guard attacks. So you can trigger this whenever you want. After rear guard attacks, you retire 2 of your front row Diabolos rear guards. You draw 1, and then you choose one of your back row rear guards and move it up. So what this does is that this works. This is supposed to work better in Vehemence, right? Because you can like restand a column. But what you can do is you can do your attacks
with your rear guards, and then your Vanguard swings, restands, attacks. Then this guy says retire those, take something and put it in front. You can even put him in front if you want to. But there's a lot of like funny little things you can do with this. I heard it and I was like, when placed, you may declare a card name other than this card's. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your deck until you reveal the declared card or normal unit with. Hey yo. Please turns out OG Bruce does more, probably just because you're a lot more flexible. You can play like other stuff in general, but I don't know, it seems decent to me. Right? Seemed more likely than you think. And setting up for a kill turn with Spike Bros sounds about right. So soul after soul, yeah, so you can do this with like Julian, where you can constantly call stuff out and make some pretty good columns. Not good columns, but you can easily get rear guards back. So, and they can very easily print more Diablo support. That makes this a lot better. So we'll see. And then really quickly, the last thing we have here, because I really want to talk about the next part, because I spent a lot of time on that. Is Blitz Sales Astil here? This actual cock. This like actual cock. This actual CAC. This actual creator card over here. Who says, when this is discarded from your hand in your turn, if you have a Blitz Vanguard, put this into Soul, and you either countercharge or energy charge. That alone would have been good. Why have tail? Why not? That alone would have been good, right? That alone would have been insane. Because you literally discard for like every fucking effect in this deck, right? For like every effect. Right? Matsu's cousin. He's a dog. I don't think they're closely related. And that's a very bushy tail. But yes, you discard for like every effect. And you counterblast for like every effect. And this homie says like, nah, I got you. I got you. I'm gonna give you the hookup. I'm gonna make that shit worth it. I'm gonna go to Soul. And I'm gonna countercharge. Insane. Absolutely insane. I hate that this is not in the main sim. And on top of that, he gets 5k shield and 5k attack. Insane. And he always discards Persona. Yeah. And now you actually have a card to discard. And this actually works with Astrum, ironically enough. Jeez, I'm gonna need to find 4 regular for 4 for 2 friends. This is insane. This is 100%. Yeah, this is 100% gonna be played. It's gonna be as expensive as the Ever promo right now. There's no world where this card is not played. Wellstra. We will make space for anything, bro. Anyone will get removed, right? To make space for Dog Boy. Dog Boy is king right now in Wellstra. Unbelievable card. We're not gonna use that. We don't have space for that festival card. Fuck that. We're gonna use this. And this is literally all the deck needs. He's king. He's king of Branking, bro. Give him the crown. Give him the keys to fucking Icetown. He's the king, bro. This is like the strongest card in all of Wellstrom. Like, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I'll take this guy. Legit. If it has to come to that, I will not play Persona Rides if I have to make space. Like, he's that good. He takes priority over everyone except Friday, basically, and I guess the products. Like, I'll take out my Overtrigger for this fucking guy, but I have to play 16 triggers. Dog Boy, he's impossible. He cannot get fired, bro. He needs to get promoted, right? I don't know why they call him like sales. He needs a better title, bro. This should be like get this shit out of here. He is the Blitz CEO, right? Or maybe he can be like the COO or something like that, bro. He ain't no sales, bro. He's employee of the year. If it's not coming until October, yeah. I think that's what I have here. All right, so we saw all these promos. This comes out in July to August in Japan, which for us means October, November, unfortunately. These are set 3 box offers. That's cute. Considering that the set 3 box offers are
I think it's the set 3 ones, right? That they revealed that are complete ass. But no, I wish. But no, these are promo packs. So you gotta go duke it out either on TCG Player with scalpers or at locals. Yes, this is promo packs. This is store promos, tournament promos. You gotta try hard to get these, yeah. Unfortunately. All right. Speaking of promos, oh, here's this tweet that I said I would talk about last time at the end of the stream, but I got lazy, and I'll try and go through it today. Not too many people play Wall Street locals. Let's keep it that way. Right, let's keep this in this stream, right? That Dog Boy is the best card. Don't fucking tell anyone. For the next 6 months, hopefully no one discovers it and we can scoop these up and then just fucking product blast everyone in the face with it. Hey, the justification was the diversity cut? Yeah. So we had the strategy presentation. There's no justification. We had the strategy presentation, which our ban list was a great no ban list. And they released a justification Word document on why this is the case. And basically, to sum it all up, it says none of them had high topping rates. They're all on the watch list, but none of them topped. So this had me thinking, what do they mean by that? Because last I checked, I see these decks top all the fucking time, right? So I don't know what the hell they're talking about. So yeah, seems like a flat out lie. Seems like a flat out lie. Interface locals and got wrecked by a prison deck. Yeah, prison be doing that. Higher topping rates than Pizza Pro. So that's what I wanted to go ahead and see, right? Because we had this last ban list was in April 1st, right? Yeah, April 1st, where they did two things. They had these restrictions, and they also forced Stride decks to use their native Ride deck, right? So Shiranui can no longer use Shojo Doji. He also can't use Drag Veda. Gandiva is still in jail for all of his crimes. They released Wallista because she did nothing wrong, and they took away Luard's dog, right? This was on April 1st, right before Set 2 launched, right? Strategy presentation was 6/18. So that's about 2 months, 2 months and a half of results for them to look at it and be like, okay, let's assess the situation, and they decided, not a lot of tops. Okay, Bushiroad, let's look at that, right? So let's look at Luard here, real quick. May he stay in jail, yes. If you come see Hero Bushiroad for a day, what decks would you permaban? I would instantly delete Nuatama. Instantly delete Nuatama from existence, and feel no remorse. And Link Joker. So we have Luard here. So what I did was I went on the Fuzzy Paradox website and looked at all of the tops from certain time periods, right? Because there's a time before this restriction, right? That was from the beginning of the year up until before the restriction went live. This deck had 61 tops overall. 61 times someone topped. So this on Fuzzy Paradox website is anything from top 16 to first. I didn't look at individual results. I didn't pick specifically first or anything like that. And that's kind of where, like, it's kind of difficult to ascertain what Bushiroad means by no exceptional topping rates, because do they mean no one specifically got first? I don't know, right? Who went lock though? I understand the lock is incredibly broken. I did something very similar to this list for deck check. I almost vomited when I got the search results. Yeah. I look at the results and check what are the most popular decks in each nation and ban people from changing their ride deck to it to be the same ride light, no change. Nah, it's lame. But so I did that for, you know, the beginning of the year to right before the ban list. And then right after the ban list happened, April 1st till the strategy presentation, Lord went from literally half. It went from 61 to 30. Which, to Bushiroad's credit, means when they took away the dog, good hit, literally half as many tops. Another thing to consider is I don't know if there's the same number of events, right? I didn't look into that level of detail because it's in Japan, it's in Japanese. It's kind of hard for me to tell exactly if, for example, before the ban list, there was 50 events and he got 60 out of 50, and after there was 100 events and he only got 30. I don't know, right? But there's also a third layer to consider in that I don't know if Bushiroad is looking at official tournaments that they hold or if they're also looking at unofficial tournaments, because there's a bunch of unofficial tournaments that go around that Fuzzy Paradox has on their website. So I even went a layer deeper than that and I took those out also. So I took out any of the non-official Bushiroad tournaments, so like the Ultimate Vanguard and like all that other stuff that they do in like Japan and all those other countries out there that are not specifically from Bushiroad, officially Bushiroad, official Bushiroad tournaments. And we're left here with this 44 to 24, basically about the same. So in official tournaments before the ban list from January to March, Lord had 44 tops, give or take, right? My math or whatever, right? And then afterwards he had 24. So I would say good job on the ban, right? That seems to work. I don't think there needs to be further restrictions implemented on Lord according to the data, right? So far the first line on that document makes sense. Then we go to this thing over here, who got hit twice, right? Affected twice. They took away the overtrigger and they took away his ride line. Yo, how much do you think how many times do you think Shiranui topped before the ban list? How many times do you guys think it was before the ban list? Give me a number. If Lord had 60/40 before the ban list, how much do you think Lord had? 80. Probably actually know the number. 420, at least 100. Yeah, sounds about right. They actually had 72 if you include unofficial events, 50 if you include just official events, right? So, just about. So that said, how much do you think they had? 69? Yeah, actually kind of close. How much do you think they had after their restriction, right? They lost the overtrigger and they lost Shoujo Doji. Literally shot him in the leg twice, right? How many tops do you think this deck has after that? That Bushiroad is like, all right, this deck is actually not topping that much. It's okay. We can let it go. 40, 69, and 10. Damn. 59, not as nice. Okay. 36. Okay. Around the same number. Okay. 30. Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Turns out Bushiroad is actually full of shit, because he actually topped more after the ban than he did before. So now here again, possibly there's a lot of factors to this, right? There might have been more events in this time period, maybe, I don't know. It's a smaller time period, right? Because this is literally 3 months. The first one's 3 months. This is like technically 2 months and a half. But maybe there were more events. There's also, it got technically supported because like Festival Collection, and right, there's a whole thing where it has that new grade 2 that it uses, the Dark Stage Dragon Empire one. But even if I take out unofficial events, it's still topped
significantly more than it did beforehand. So when they say it didn't top, like it didn't have an a high topping rate, what do you mean by that? Because I'm pretty sure it does. Especially after you banned it or you hit it and then it topped even more, right? Like, no matter what metric you're looking at, if the number goes up, that doesn't seem right to me. So they're made for nostalgia in mind, but there must be a way to make them so they're not so broken. Yeah, unfortunately, the problem with Bruce Road is that they have this design philosophy where it's like, we're gonna release one broken deck. You can go back every set, and it's gonna be that case. We're gonna release one deck. It's gonna be the best deck in the format. Everyone's gonna play this one deck, and it's gonna crush every deck. And then afterwards, they're like, ah, shit, this deck is really strong. Fuck. So then they slowly build everyone else up. All the other decks, they slowly build them up to the point where, like, this one deck is not that big of a deal. And they're like, whoo, balanced meta, yay! Then, next era or whatever comes, they're like, you know what? We're gonna release this strong ass deck again. And then the cycle just repeats. Ah, fuck, this shit is mad fucking strong. Pick everyone else up. Oh shit, it's all even? You know what would be great right now? Fucking locking your opponent's board with Chaos Breaker. So, it's just the way they do things, unfortunately. Because the deck is easy. So it's like people are starting to hate all G decks. Yeah, I don't know. I get it from a business standpoint. They picked two extremely popular decks, right? Lord and Shiranui, super popular. At the same time, I don't understand why they picked them so soon, knowing specifically Shiranui, how the disaster that it caused in like your rulings and in the game and everything. I don't understand why they decided to bring this back so soon, when so early in the game's lifespan, right? So that's that. So the Shiranui one doesn't make sense to me unless they're using some metric that I'm not aware about, right? I know there's an argument also that the new set just came out, so they don't want to hit something because the set just came out. They have two sets that just came out, so that also kind of makes sense. Not that there's anything in set 3 that specifically is topping high, but specifically from Festival Collection, that was literally barely a month, right? So there's that. But going on to everyone else, they also have on the watch list that this from Festival Collection. They're keeping an eye on this because there's the whole hostage Raziel thing and hostage Luard, where essentially this order says you choose a unit whenever you're getting attacked or whatever, and you can guard with it. Doesn't matter what the unit is, back row, whatever, you can use it, move to Guardian Circle. What Raziel and Luard can do is that they can call back their PGs, and then during your opponent's turn, use the PG to guard, and then continuously do that every single turn, because this is a set order. So every single turn, they're able to, from their effects, they can call on their turn a PG, and then on your opponent's turn, use the set order to guard with the PG every single turn. Can you explain what makes it a hostage deck? Because of the fact that basically you're holding your opponent hostage because they can't end the game, between the fact that Luard puts a bunch of cards back into deck and Raziel puts a bunch of crits back, and then he can heal extensively and do all this stuff. You're holding your opponent hostage because the game will not end quickly for them, and they can constantly PG. And then there are these time rules in the game where the rounds only last 25 minutes. So you have to somehow beat your opponent, who can heal using critical triggers, who can put back critical triggers, who can recycle PGs, right? Between Luard and Raziel, and then now guard with a PG every single turn and get a bunch of hand advantage as well. You have to somehow beat this super bulky, crazy wall of China opponent in 25 minutes. So that's what it means by them holding you hostage. Because there's just nothing you can do except just forfeit the game. Just been hearing the term recently and never understood why it was called that. Yeah, that's essentially what it might have, like other connotations to it, but that's the general gist of it. But essentially, they're keeping an eye on this. This I don't have the specific data for. I didn't look at every single Luard deck and every single Raziel deck. Maybe we can do that next stream or something like that. I don't know. But they're basically keeping an eye on this because of that. But they said the same thing, it just did not top as much. But I think they also said it didn't have as much usage. So this might not be an issue. The other thing that they're considering that's on the watch list is Varga. It's kind of interesting. People did ask for defensive creep, yeah. It's just the fact that it's defensive creep, but also mainly the time rules. That's the part that's annoying. If it wasn't for the time rules, then it wouldn't be that big of a deal. If I went up against Raziel or Luard, I would pull a Kazuma from G and give up, just flat out retire. So for Varga, keep in mind Varga came out. I think the set came out in February for Japan, right? How many tops you think Varga had from February to March before the ban list? He was not affected by the ban list, but how many tops you think Varga had once the set came out for 2 months? Given that, you know, what was it? Shiranui had like 50, or they had 70 to 50, and then the other one had whatever he had, I forgot now. 89, 30, 89 set 76. 30. So this is before, not that it matters, but this is as soon as the deck came out, before set 2, right? So he just set basically the Varga we have now in English without the grade 1, without the without any of that stuff, right? Yeah. How about 9? So 25 if you count like non-official events. But just Bushiroad events, only 9 tops. Again, my math could be wrong. Maybe I fucked up. But from what I looked at it was that Dexander's, well, Dexander's locals. That's different. This is like tournaments who won. Dexander's literally how much the deck is played. So that's the difference between the sources of data. We're close. Technically, yeah. For that number, but yeah, in terms of official tops, it was just 9. So afterwards, after set 2 came out, after Festival Collection came out, and after set 3, so Varga in set 2, he got the grade 1 that doesn't let you intercept. He got the order. Technically, some people I guess were playing that. Whenever he restands, he gives 10k, and they got the grade 2 that like lets you retire back row. Festival Collection, they got the new Overtrigger, right? I think they're playing the yellow one. They also, more importantly, got the Pot of Greed that they can use to countercharge. How many tops do you think the deck has after that, right? From April to basically now, right? With set 2, Festival Collection, which I don't think it got anything other than those 2 things. And set 3, I don't think it got anything at all. 24. Okay. More times than Uber. More times than Uber Eats gets the address right. Y'all got Uber Eats? Damn. Damn. 28. Okay. Okay. Pretty decent. Oh, I have CFA open. Uber Eats address right. Good, fucked up. DoorDash? Nah, fuck DoorDash too. I don't like DoorDash. I don't like any of them. They've all wronged me at some point in time. Actually 48. You don't have DoorDash? It's fine. DoorDash. I don't like DoorDash. They have too many fees. So Varga actually topped 60 times after set 2 came out. 48 officially. So that's a huge jump. Again, Bushiroad was saying it didn't have an exceptional rate. I don't know, buddy. It kind of like this is, I don't know. It's a brand new deck, but it also did top way more than it did before, which is a lot. Another thing to consider, right, is there's also like singles events versus team events. So obviously doing team events, there's more tops. Maybe they are weighing that less than like at single events, but I don't know if they've had any single events this entire year, to be honest. So
But yeah. There's cheap Chinese momos that I can order from. Yeah, you could also just call them, I guess. But I get it. So yeah, maybe Chinese for dinner. Actually, that's not a bad idea. So surprise or no one, Varga topped a lot. Here's a funny one for you. We'll go through this one quickly. Zorga was another one on the list. Yeah, me too. I'm. Go get some Chinese food after this. Maybe maybe we can order it right now. Hold up. You get about 3 meals worth of food, but I usually whack and I just get French fries and chicken wings. So yeah, we got Zorga. Zorga's on the watch list, ironically, only because they're seeing the order and the PG. DoorDash, actually neither. I use Grubhub. Because they're thinking that people are using Shadow Cloak and the order that does the same thing as the hostage, to get PGs. So apparently they're watching that, but it doesn't have a lot of tops. I won't ask you because you guys will never guess it. But before Zorga Mask even came out, I'm sorry, not before Zorga Nadir ever came out, Zorga Mask had a whopping 2 tops. One of them official. But yeah, that sounds about right. But I think this is the last one. Yeah, it's the last one. How many tops do you think it got after Adobe into ban? How many tops do you think it got after we got Nadir? Here's your Vladimir will end up on the ban list in the future. It's not even on the watch list because it's just not topping that much. So they're not even like keeping an eye on it right now because it's just not topping that much right now. Because essentially, I think the general story is that all the other decks are too aggressive for Vladimir to really succeed at this point in time. But yeah, it's almost at the war actor. Near's nuts. I'm gonna say 20, 25. Pretty good, pretty good. A little more than that. 38 actually, which sounds about right. Which it's pretty good in that period of time, right? Like the deck just came out, set 2, instantly got almost 50 overall, but like 30 just official, 38, 40 almost official. Pretty good, pretty good. But for some reason they're only putting it on the watch list because of the fact of that order, right? Specifically that order and Shadow Cloak and PG's interaction, right? So they're thinking like restricting those two, I guess. Not that I'm thinking Zorga needs to be restricted, but just saying. Yeah, it's like a super strong card. Yeah, absolutely is. Not as pricey as Varga. I don't think it will be. I think still people are downplaying Zorga, which is the story of all time with Zorga, that people just don't give it enough credit. And I think in Japan specifically, they like didn't see enough merit in Zorga because they were playing it without Roman Prison Dragons. But I won't get into that realm right now. So that's that. And then the last thing I'll just go through really quickly to give you, I guess, to put into perspective, if you remember any of the other numbers. I should have put them all on the screen. Sorry that I didn't. But here's Wellstrom, which is, I guess, like I picked Wellstrom because I think it's a deck that people think is good, but not something that needs to get banned, right? Like it's like a solid enough deck to give you like a baseline. And before the ban list, not that it affected him, he got 17 to 10 tops, right? And afterwards, he got 31. So a little less than Zorga. But supposedly, Wellster's actually good in like the set 2 meta. So that's why you see an uptick of him as well. So to put those numbers into perspective, he has less than half what Shiranui has. Less than half. But Shiranui got away scot-free. Because it is not a real pilot helmet, it doesn't seem as good. Yeah, so I'm hoping I can get that stuff really easily, because I was gonna get a thing for I I should have gotten it. I should have gotten what's it called, a split restrict head just to get it, but whatever. CFA people plays the regret so bad it gives me a headache. I always get nuked from Fortnite against this dude. Good. It's only gonna get worse once we get Dog Boy. Alright. So that's that. I think that's all I had, yeah.
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Bushiroad, it's full of shit. I don't know what they were talking about. Of there not being any tops.
Again, there's a lot of things to consider.
Right.
It might be the quality of the tops.
Maybe some of these, all of these tops were like for Shiranui, for example. Maybe they're all like
16s, 13s, or something like that. Maybe not first place. Maybe they're only looking at first place. Maybe there was a lot more events, right? Maybe he only topped 60, but in general there was 200 events, right? Maybe that's something else to consider. I don't know. Is there a test after this? Yes. I have emailed you all a pop quiz, and if you don't answer it, unfortunately you will have to eat all of your Vanguard cards. I'll send it out right about now. Good luck. Can I copy someone's homework? You can try. I don't know if they'll give it to you. I don't know if anyone else will have the right answer, but all right, last thing, just I'll mention it again. Brand new spanking Discord. Been talking about it for a long time. We have a new Discord for I can rewind the stream. Shit, I gotta delete the VOD. But yeah, there's a new Discord I made just for Vanguard related stuff. So we can talk Vanguard. Have a lot of plans for the future, so we can do a lot of like tournaments, CFA tournaments, remote fight tournaments, stuff like that. A lot of other cool stuff. Expect me to chill out the Discord for a bit. But once we get a good amount of members, we'll start doing a bunch of those events. Because I have a lot of things I want to do, but we just gotta get people. Also have to get like some mods and stuff. But I have a lot of cool things that I want to do. Like I want to do like you know, I'm the tier list guy. I want to do some like tier list challenges, right? Where I like give a tier list and everyone can like put their own input on it and stuff like that. A lot of cool things. Share your flop. Yeah, I think there's a meme channel, hopefully. Pockers will include why dumb bots and inspiration. Hey, that's the bonus question. Is the quiz open notes? Yeah, I guess so, because I have to, unless I delete the VOD. One of the greatest mysteries in CFA history. Yeah, I just want to see if I had an update already. Me too, but it won't update till tomorrow because they're waiting for today's card today. So it'll update, yeah, at 11 o'clock my time. So whatever time it is for you now, plus 14 hours. And that's when it'll update. Well, 15. It's like a little bit later sometimes. So that's when you'll be able to play with Coral. All right. Thanks for whoever it was that mentioned Chinese food. We are ordering Chinese food as we speak, and I will go enjoy that. Hopefully it gets here. It's a little late, but food is food, right? And all right, but that'll do it. We'll be back next Tuesday. We can hopefully test Kyoka and Leticia and Coral. Maybe we'll do viewer fights as well if TFA gets its shit together and we get everything, but we'll see. Yeah, thanks everyone for stopping by. It's a really good stream, and we'll talk more either in Discord or next week. That way McDonald's is ass. We're gonna order McDonald's at 9 o'clock at night. Ass, never mind. Maybe I have to order McDonald's at 9 o'clock at night because my usual Chinese food place is closed. All right, I'm gonna go hunt some Chinese food. I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care of yourselves and each other. Play Vanguard and have yourselves a damn good one. Boycott Macas. Sure.